The Shadowy Score, Unmasking the Lufthansa Heist. Imagine the dead of night at New York's JFK Airport, where the hum of jet engines fades into an eerie silence. It's 3 a.m. on December 11, 1978. A black Ford Econoline van creeps up to the Lufthansa cargo terminal like a predator in the fog. 6 masked men burst out, guns drawn, hearts pounding. They don't fire a shot, but within minutes they've cracked open a vault stuffed with $5 million in untraceable cash and $875,000 in glittering jewels. That's $6 million vanished into the shadows, the biggest cash heist in U.S. history at the time, equivalent to over $28 million today. But here's the chilling twist. This wasn't just a robbery. It was the spark that ignited a bloodbath, a trail of corpses that the FBI couldn't untangle. Who pulled it off? And why did the mastermind turn on his own crew like a cornered wolf? Buckle up, because we're diving into the heart of the Lufthansa heist, a tale so twisted it inspired Goodfellas and left a legacy of greed, betrayal, and unsolved murders. The Inside Job, Seeds of a Daring Plot. Our story slithers back to the underbelly of 1970s Queens, where the Lucchese crime family ruled like kings in pinstripes. At the center was James "Jimmy the Gent" Burke, a silver-tongued Irish-American gangster with a smile that could charm a snake and fists that crushed bones. Born in 1931 to a poor family, Jimmy bounced through foster homes before landing with the Burkes in Rockaway, Queens. By his teens, he was forging checks and dodging cops, earning his rep as a tough kid who never ratted. Prison stints in the 50s and 60s only hardened him. He emerged as a loan shark, truck hijacker, and enforcer for Lucchese capo Paul Vario. Jimmy's crew prowled JFK like wolves, routinely jacking cargo trucks loaded with TVs, clothes, or booze, 2 or 3 scores a week to keep the cash flowing. The heist's genesis? A desperate Lufthansa cargo supervisor named Louis Werner. Deep in gambling debts to bookmaker Marty Krugman, Werner spilled a golden secret. Once a month, Lufthansa flew in millions from Germany, cash exchanged by U.S. servicemen and tourists. It sat overnight in the vault at Building 261, ripe for the taking. Werner dangled the tip to Krugman for debt relief. Marty, sensing a jackpot, whispered it to Henry Hill, a mid-level hustler and Jimmy's protege, fresh out of prison on an unrelated extortion beef. Hill, with his street smarts and connections, ran it straight to the top, Jimmy Burke. Jimmy's eyes lit up. This wasn't some truck hijack, this was a symphony of crime. He assembled his Roberts Lounge crew, a ragtag band of killers and thieves who hung at his Queens bar. Key players: Tommy Two-Gun DeSimone, a hot-headed psycho with a hair-trigger temper, the Joe Pesci character in Goodfellas; Joe Buddha Manri, a burly safecracker; and Parnell Stax Edwards, a blues guitarist turned getaway driver with a mile-long rap sheet. They pored over Werner's smuggled blueprints, guard shifts, vault codes, even parking spots. Paul Vario greenlit it, needing quick cash after a lost coke shipment. Even Bonanno family capo Vincent Asaro got looped in for a cut, since the hit was on his turf. Jimmy orchestrated from the shadows, his gentle facade masking a ruthless calculator. By early December, word came. A massive Friday shipment of cash and gems was locked in the vault all weekend. Monday morning, game on. The Midnight Raid, a heist for the ages. Picture, the tension thick as cigar smoke. At 3 a.m., the van rolls up silently. The 6 gunmen, ski masks pulled low, shotguns and pistols gleaming, Storm Building 261 security guard Rudy Echtler hits the panic button, but it's too late. They round up 10 workers, zip-tying them face down in the darkness. "Nobody moves, nobody gets hurt," one growls. They march to the vault, where DeSimone spots the prize: wooden crates bursting with U.S. and German bills, burlap sacks heavy with diamonds, rubies, and gold bullion from Europe-bound flights. DeSimone whoops, "This is it," as they haul the loot, over 70 pounds of cash alone, into the van. No alarms blare, no cops interrupt. The whole job under 10 minutes? Outside, Jimmy and Asaro wait in a crash car, ready to ram any pursuit. But the night stays quiet. The van peels out, bound for a mob safe house in Canarsie. Dawn breaks, and the world awakens to chaos. FBI swarms the terminal, but the trail's already cold. $58 million gone. Untouched, unlaundered, a mobster's dream. Jimmy divvies shares at Roberts Lounge. $750,000 over Vario, cuts for Asaro and others. The rest, he hoards, paranoia festering like an open wound. Sensational fact: the jewels included rare emeralds from a diplomat's pouch and gold chains worth a king's ransom. One sack alone held $2 million in crisp $100 bills still warm from the plane. It was flawless until human nature kicked in. The bloody aftermath, paranoia, unleashes hell. If the heist was poetry, the fallout was a slaughterhouse. Jimmy, ever the control freak, couldn't risk loose lips. The loot burned a hole in everyone's pocket. Fences melted down jewels too hot to sell, and cash vanished into mob coffers. But whispers spread. Stax Edwards, the driver, botched parking the van, leaving it for the FBI to trace. Jimmy's verdict, death. Just a week later, on December 18th, Stax is lured to his Queens apartment and shotgunned in the head. His body slumps in a pool of blood, the first domino to fall. Paranoia snowballed. Marty Krugman, the bookmaker who sparked it all, nagged for his $500,000 cut. On January 30th, 1979, he's ambushed in a shopping center lot, double-tapped in the head, body never found. Then Joe Manry and Robert Frenchie McMahon, vault experts, vanish after a bar meeting. Their corpses surface months later in a car trunk riddled with bullets. Tommy DeSimone, whacked in the Bushwick section, his body dissolved in acid. Rumor has it over a separate beef, but Jimmy's fingerprints are all over it. Even peripheral players like Richard Eaton, a plotter, end up dumpster diving dead, hacked to pieces. By some counts, Jimmy ordered or pulled the trigger on 10-12 hits tied to the heist, ensuring silence and pocketing the lion's share. The FBI circled, but evidence evaporated. Werner, the inside man, cracked under pressure, but couldn't finger Jimmy, earning a measly 5-year sentence. Asaro griped on wiretaps years later. That fuckhead Jimmy kept everything. The loot? Mostly dust, fenced low or buried. Only one conviction, Werner. The informant's shadow, cracks in the empire, fast forward to 1980. Henry Hill, Jimmy's right-hand man, faces a drug bust. Facing life, he flips, entering witness protection and spilling to the feds. His testimony nails Jimmy for the Boston College point shaving scandal, a separate $1 million score, and murders like that of Billy Batts, a made man Jimmy beat to death over an insult. But on Lufthansa, Hill's words convict no one. Jimmy gets 20 to life in 1982, rotting in prison until cancer claims him in 1996, still denying it all. The heist haunted the mob. Barrio died behind bars in 1988. Asaro beat charges in 2015, dying free but bitter. The FBI's probe dragged decades, unearthing bones but no cash. Goodfellas immortalized it. Robert De Niro's Jimmy Conway, Ray Liotta's Hill, Joe Pesci's Wild Tommy. But the real saga? Darker, bloodier, a testament to greed's razor edge. Echoes in the dark, a legacy that lingers. The Lufthansa heist wasn't just a score. It was a curse, a blueprint for how the mob devours itself. Today, that vault at JFK stands empty, a ghost of glory days when wise guys ruled the skies. What if Jimmy's hidden stash still lurks in some Queens basement? Or did the feds quietly recover it? Mysteries like this keep the fire burning, reminders that truth hides behind every veil. If you're hooked on these shadowy tales of crime and consequence, hit that subscribe button on Behind the Veil for more deep dives into the world's greatest unsolved enigmas. Your next revelation awaits. What heist should we uncover next? Drop it in the comments. And stay vigilant. The truth is out there, but it's never what it seems.